I'd like to welcome you to WCPT AM's Out Chicago. Think of us as Sunday brunch with your gay best friends. Now please welcome your host, Scott Duff.
And a happy Sunday fun day to everybody out there. Scott Duff here for another exciting edition of Out Chicago. Ellen Miller is off, deservedly so.
Yes.
And that means we get to spend time with Ken Mejia-Beal.
That's me.
Hello, baby. How you doing?
It's the song in your voice makes me want to dance.
Well, that's what it is. Again, I am Oprah of the AM airwaves. You
I
know,
love
like
that.
we're here. There we go.
Am I getting a car?
Girl, we're sharing a car. I need to get a car myself.
I'm
right
fine
now.
with that.
Yeah,
In this economy.
Okay, well, I'll get in this economy, you get a water bottle and you get a water
I'll
bottle.
take that too.
Might be where we are. Hydration is key.
Yes, it is.
Hydration
I'll take
is
it.
key. This week's election and the resulting blue wave has given this guy a little bit of hope.
Same.
Don't you think?
I'm cautiously optimistic.
I am. Oh gosh, wait, isn't cautiously optimistic like a Bush thing?
No, I am excited.
Well, no, I know
to be playing soccer, but I'm not running in the streets yet because I might get hit by a car.
Okay, great.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. For some reason, I was associated, but I guess that's more like they're known unknowns and knowns.
Yes, that's exactly
knowns and unknown
Yeah.
unknowns. Yeah, that
variables.
That whole variable.
Absolutely.
Anyway, I do need to mention that we are actually the show is pre-recorded today.
You're breaking the illusion.
I'm breaking the illusion. Well, that's because there's so much news happening this week.
That's
stuff
true.
was happening as we were driving in
Yes.
today. That, but I just want to say, so unfortunately, the lines will not be open. At 773-763-9278. You will not be able to watch this on the YouTubes for the Heartland Signal page. But you can download this as a podcast when you go to heartlandsignal.com. So I just want to be very, very clear because there's stuff that's happening. It's going on.
There is. And we're not ignoring it.
And we're not ignoring it.
It just hasn't happened.
It just
yet.
hasn't happened yet. It's in the future.
Yes.
Which is actually in the past.
Welcome
Right
to the
now,
illusion.
dear Lord.
Welcome. to
Every
the
day is
illusion.
Blur's Day ever since the pandemic. But hey, we have got a fantastic show
Yeah, we
lined
do.
up for you. State Senator Mike Simmons, he sure is a busy man.
He is.
He had a productive veto session in the state legislature. He has transformed his district office into an emergency mutual aid hub for SNAP recipients.
Yes.
And also he's running for Congress.
He
Yeah.
is.
So
and I'm a constituent.
I think the same here. So
Yay.
I'm very excited to
Same.
be chatting with him a little bit later on this hour. And 3 Arts is a Chicago-based nonprofit grant-making organization who believes that investing in artists is investing in the health and vibrancy of Illinois communities. And I
That is
couldn't
true.
agree more.
Yeah.
They are honoring the new recipients on Monday, November 10th at 5:30 at the Harris Theater for music and dance. We're going to chat with one of the 2025 3 Arts grant recipients, Odette Stout, about their work as an artist and drag performer.
Yay.
Let me tell you,
Okay.
I was doing a little deep dive.
Of course you were.
I am fascinated by Odette's work.
Okay.
I can't wait to chat with him about
Okay,
it.
okay.
And Ghostlight Ensemble continues their 9th season with Topher Payne's, we're going to call it, since we're on the radio,
Mm-hmm.
Angry Figs.
Oh, the figs. Yay.
The figs, yes, the Angry Figs.
Okay.
It's the thing that God hates. It's not the real title of the.
Doesn't God hate
No,
figs?
God hates figs. That
Yes, he
was a typo.
Yes.
But we can't say the word that Angry Figs is on the radio right now. But it is a dark comedy about politics, gender, race, and sexuality. So I think you can figure out what the real title is. We're going to be chatting with director Jack Bowes and ensemble member Justin Broom.
Mm-hmm.
And Ken, since you're here, I thought we needed to revisit our time with the Countess. So we're going to be replaying our conversation with the Countess Luann de Lesseps.
Oh, yay.
From when you came in.
Yeah, I had a great time with
Yeah.
her when she recognized my disco pants, and I danced a little, I drank a little,
And had a
sang
good time.
little.
And
I had
sang
a
a
great
little.
time. It
There
was-
we
It was
are.
wonderful.
Well, money can't buy you class.
It sure can.
But it can buy you some really great disco pants.
It
and
did.
apparently some adult beverages.
A lot.
Well, there we go.
A lot.
So how are you, my friend?
I am doing well. I have my monthly trivia coming up November 20th. Blah, blah, blah. Skeleton Key Brewery. The theme will be movies, and that's kind of my way of connecting with the community and having fun.
I love that. Well, the WCPT family shows up.
Yes, they do. That's
they
why
have been. They're like, Duff, where are you? Why aren't you here?
You should be there November 20th. You don't have to work.
Yes, I
We
do.
give out prizes if you win.
Oh,
you can win.
okay.
You can win enough for a beer.
Oh, okay.
Great. After you guys split it, probably not, but that's not important. No, but honestly, the work I do a lot of work with Youth Outlook, which is to help LGBTQ youth. So this has been a difficult time for us. But with that said, I am always trying to focus on the positive. Always find the collateral beauty. That is my thing.
Ooh, I love that term,
You have to
collateral
find
beauty.
You have to find it.
That's, I did that this week. I had a surprise day off.
Good.
Unfortunately, it didn't fall on November 20th.
It's okay.
But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go take a walk. I live right across the street from Rose Hill Cemetery.
Yeah.
And I went through there and talk about beauty. Like, it is just, I love the fall so much. The leaves are like just really vibrant and incredible. It was a beautiful day. I'm standing there. All of a sudden, I turn to my right, and there is like a buck, like a deer, a stag.
You know a lot of terms for deer. I'm very
I know.
proud
Well,
of you.
yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I went to Northwestern, and literally it was like 6 feet away from me. I'm like, whoa, hello, what are you doing here? So it was just like, had a moment to like. I think it is so important to put down your phone.
Put it down. Turn
it off or turn off. Like, don't look at social media.
Don't.
Go be outside while we still can here in Chicago,
I highly recommend something I read in one of my favorite books, The 5 People You Meet in Heaven. The lead character, he goes back into his life. But my point is, he is speaking with a person that he served in the Vietnam War with. Mm-hmm. And he's describing all the horrible stuff and his friend says, oh my God, you never took a moment to recognize the beauty. Yes, it was war, but the water was beautiful. And it was so we can walk through life viewing the negative and remembering it forever, or we can walk through life honestly remembering, okay, this is not the best of times, but not letting it drag our souls down. And so many people allow it to you have to.
Well, finding joy is a part of the resistance, because you also have to have time to refill the well, replenish, so we can continue fighting the good fight.
You have to.
We have to do that. And
it wasn't the Vietnam War. I'm sure it was an old-timey war, and I don't want anybody correcting me on the social medias. It was a war.
Okay.
I don't like being corrected online.
All right, there we are. Yes. Well, we will pick up that book.
Yes, 5 People You Meet in Heaven by Mitch Abrams.
There you go. Yeah, just a really quick note. Like, the reason why we're pre-recording, I was supposed to be going to my friend's wedding in Austin. My friends Kelly and Aditi are, by the time this airs, they are officially, well, they've already been officially married. This is just the big ceremony.
Got it.
But they will have ceremonialized. They'll be brunching as this is going on. And I'm sending much love to them. I unfortunately have to cancel my trip because my dog is still not doing great. We have finished with the Jackson Pollock level of poop that is happening, but there's still things. Him's is like the Grinch, like his heart grew 3 sizes too big that day. So we're just waiting. So I'm going to be hanging out with him, but I do want to send much love to Kelly and Aditi on their special weekend and everything. But let's get to some stuff real quick.
Okay.
So again, this is like we're talking, news is breaking and stuff.
Let's do it.
Nancy Pelosi. I know you got issues.
No.
Not issues. Sorry.
Yeah, let's not do that.
You have truths.
Yes.
Let's do truths.
Yes, let's do truths.
I'm going to start by saying she was a huge, tremendous ally to the LGBTQ plus community during her entire career. She announced Thursday that she thank you that she is not running for re-election after a 40-year career and after breaking the marble ceiling of being the first and only woman Speaker of the House. Go, Ken.
No, because see, once you lead it up like that, now I'm the guy that's
gonna be a jerk.
I just spoke about collateral beauty, and I'm about to smash it all down.
Okay.
She's done a lot of good stuff over the 4 decades of her dynasty, and she's also done a lot of not so great things. And I mean, number one, I thought it's incredibly deceptive to know you're not going to seek re-election and not announce it. This is why so many folks have a problem with our democracy. She knew she wasn't going to run for re-election. She's probably known for the last 2 years.
But when did you want her to announce?
You announce it so that other people can run.
Right.
But there are people that probably sat it out of loyalty. But that's why, folks, if there's a primary, run. But, needless to say, Nancy Pelosi has, the last 10 years or so, she has built her career on algorithms, polls, and I don't think her heart was in it. Every decision she made was based on polling. I think Nancy Pelosi should have retired a long time ago. I think she overstayed her welcome, and I wish her well in her retirement.
Okay. And to rebut that, I will also add on, I think that there are several people who probably have stuck around a little bit too long.
Yes,
which
it's
is
not
why
just
we
her.
should be talking about term limits, personally.
Yes, you know how I feel about it. It's not just her.
It's not just her.
No.
But I will say, in terms of the last 10 years, she has been one of the few people to really stand up against Dear Leader Ding Dong. There are some really iconic moments that she had. There is that photo of her in the...
Very performative.
Great. But we live in a performative society where the image,
problem.
that's bigger than Nancy Pelosi.
It is
bigger.
I mean? I'm not putting all of America's problems.
No, of course not. But
Nancy
I'm saying,
Pelosi.
but there was that image of her in the White House of standing up and pointing a finger at Ding Dong.
Yeah.
Over there was her again performative, but I was so glad that she did it of ripping up the State of the Union address. She's got moxie.
She does have moxie. She has a lot of things, and I hope the person that replaces her has integrity and has an ability to listen to the people.
Okay. All right. Well, okay. Well, there we go.
But congrats on her retirement,
girl,
and her dynasty of power. Congrats.
The shade of it all. I'm so glad. I'm so glad that we have a gay show. Oh my God, it's great.
Congrats to her.
I know. Congrats to her.
Mazel.
And there we go.
Yeah.
And congrats to all of, let me just say congrats to democracy.
Yay.
From Tuesday's election.
Yes. Super excited.
Dear Leader Ding Dong had a really, really bad day on Tuesday. Voters turned out from across the country in huge numbers. Zoran Mandami is elected mayor of New York City. Abigail Spanberger is the first female governor of the Commonwealth of Virginia. Nikki Sherrill is the governor of New Jersey. California showed up for Prop 50 to redraw the state's congressional districts, and not a person was on the ballot.
Nope.
It was an idea. And I personally feel very, very buoyed. I know when I woke up on Wednesday morning, there was a little bit of a spring in my step. Chicago greeted us with the most beautiful sunrise.
Yes.
How are you feeling?
I actually was at a sidetrack for Outspoken when Mamdani won, and it was heaven. And then all the rest of the wins were great too, but that was the one I was really tuned in on. And I am ecstatic. I am because as I just said, I like when our representatives are tuned into the people. And there was a lot of that, and not just with Mamdani, with all those wins. Those were folks that got out there and actually listened to the community. They weren't at home reading poll numbers and algorithms. They were actually talking to their constituents to figure out what the people want, instead of going to consultants, looking at poll numbers, and just repeating to us what they think we want to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a great day.
It was.
It was a really great day. And I know he's kind of, at least within the LGBTQ community, Gavin Newsom is a little
Well,
ambiguous.
He has said some
he's some anti-trans
stuff.
stuff there, which is like, Britt, come on.
It's a deal breaker for me.
There you go. I mean, well, but let me tell you, his speech afterwards, It
was great.
It was fantastic. And it was a clarion call for other states to step up and fight back.
Yes.
I know Governor Pritzker has heard it.
We have the best governor in the country.
Oh, my God.
I cannot say that enough. We have the best governor in the country. Me too. And every time I see him, because I do see him often, I tell him that, and I'm sure it's weird. Like, I'm sure.
Of course.
Like,
of course.
Hello, Governor. I love you.
I love you.
And he just looks at security.
I got you a new little polar fleece vest
Yes.
for you. Here's another polar fleece for you.
Yes, here you go.
Yes, here you go. Yeah, but I mean, he was very proud of California and Californians for stepping up and doing the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
He was very clear that this is all against this fascist administration
Absolutely.
and policies that are going on, and he was hoping to embolden everybody, but particularly other states to step up and
it's a shame that this has to happen. And I wish our drawing of the maps wasn't so political. But here we are, and it's not our fault.
And here we are.
It's not our fault.
It's not our fault. We're just we're playing the cards that we are dealt.
But it is time for Democrats to do that. I've always said the Republicans are playing Game of Thrones, and we're playing Downton Abbey. I'm happy that we're moving into the Game of Thrones.
Yes,
stage.
let's stop pearl clutching and just grab that sword and then move on to the Red Wedding.
Did you say pearl clutching?
Yes.
Was that a homage to Nancy Pelosi? The pearls?
Oh, yes.
Did I?
That was totally on purpose.
Yes.
No, that's pearl clutching.
But yeah, no more pearl clutching.
No more pearl clutching.
It's time to fight.
Yes. And grab them by something else.
I'm going to get so many emails.
You are going to get a lot of emails about this. You are definitely going to get a lot of emails. So I think this might be a perfect time to take a little bit of a break. But before we go, this part about Chicago is brought to you by Team Hochberg. If you are struggling to make your mortgage, auto, and credit card payments, you are not alone and need to call Team Hochberg, your trusted local lender. During the first quarter of 2025, more than 12% of credit card accounts, approximately 5% of auto loans, and nearly 1% of mortgages are all more than 90 days past due, which is the highest in the past 15 years. So if you're having challenges making your payments, the best time to contact Team Hochberg is today. Not tomorrow, not next week, or not next year. Call Team Hochberg now, 855-563-2843 for a free consultation with an experienced Team Hochberg mortgage professional. If you qualify, Team Hochberg will help you consolidate your debt, enhance your credit, and reduce your monthly payment. Team Hochberg has helped thousands of WCPT listeners, but they can't help if you don't call 855-563-2843 or visit 56david.com. That number again is 855-563-2843, and the website you know and love, 56david.com. Lower.com, equal housing lender, NMLS 1124061. We are going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we are going to be speaking with State Senator Mike Simmons. So stick around. You're listening to Out Chicago right here on WCPT Heartland Signal. Welcome back to Out Chicago. Scott Duff here, along with Ken Mejia-Beal.
He's back.
He's back. There we are. And fortunately, we have our guest is back as well.
Yes.
He has been a busy man lately. He's had a very productive veto session in the state legislature. He's just doing everything he can to help all those folks on SNAP benefits. And by the way, he's also running for Congress.
Yes.
And he is here right now. State Senator Mike Simmons, welcome back to the show.
Ooh.
Hey, Scott, good to see you again.
Oh, my gosh. Your voice is like a balm to me. How are you holding up, Senator?
I'm soldiering along. I mean, it is. Somebody asked me the other day, am I having fun running for Congress? And by the way, I'm Mike Simmons. I serve as state senator for the far north side of Chicago. So if you live in the neighborhoods of Andersonville, Ravenswood, Uptown, Edgewater, Rogers Park, Lincoln Square, West Ridge, I am likely your state senator. I am black. I am queer. I have dreadlocks, and I am here for the fight. In the 4.5 years I've been in the state Senate, I've passed nearly 50 bills into law. So that's the background. I am running for Congress in the 9th District, which includes those neighborhoods plus Evanston, Skokie, Buffalo Grove and Lake County, Niles, Crystal Lake, Algonquin, and parts of McHenry County and Lake County. Excited to be running. And listen, you asked me about SNAP in a veto session last week. Mm-hmm. We are seeing assault after assault from the Trump administration on our civil rights with these unprecedented immigration raids that are tearing apart our communities. My district on the far north side of Chicago has been one of the hardest hit. Mm-hmm. And we also are seeing that the Trump administration has made the cruel decision to cut SNAP benefits. Never seen anything like this in our lives. I've been proud to push back. We are converting my 7th District office at 1040 West Bryn Mawr has become a mutual aid hub where we're taking food donations. We're giving food to people. I am personally donating or distributing food to people who are too afraid to leave the house right now because of the damn ice. And, we're continuing to see developments on this, but we're not going to wait for people in Washington to act like adults when it comes to the issue of hunger. And I'm honored to represent a community that has stepped up to make sure that we can feed ourselves during this government shutdown.
And yes, and let me tell you, you've got two proud constituents right here in studio who I could not be. In fact, actually, that was the reason why I reached out to you in your campaign. I'm like, I got the e-blast that came out when you were saying, the SNAP benefits are going to be running out on the 1st. We're still waiting. Of course, now it's this weird sort of nebulous sort of when the funding is going to be released. But the fact that you are stepping up directly to help the community, you are there doing it, and it's at your district office. Like that is it makes me very, very proud that you are my state legislator.
I want to second that. We were talking before you got on, Senator Simmons, and I said having you as a state senator is amazing for a few reasons, but one of the big reasons is because you do more than talk. You actually do the work, and your heart is in it, and I'm very proud to be a constituent.
I really appreciate that, Ken, and I really try to, activate my lived experiences. I'll say for folks that are listening, the 9th congressional district race this is the first time we've had an open primary in 28 years. And some folks have asked what differentiates me in this crowded field. And what I say is that not only do I have deep roots here in the 9th District, I grew up in scattered site public housing in Lincoln Square, and housing that had been built as a result of the 1976 landmark Supreme Court decision that desegregated public housing in Chicago. I am the first generation of Chicago kids that got to grow up in that housing in an integrated community. And the thing is, we may have been in Lincoln Square, but we were poor. Okay, not middle class, not low income. There were winters where my family could not afford hot water. There were winters when we depended on SNAP. And I remember my grandmother in 1995 when the Republicans took over Congress and cut food stamps. I remember how that hit my family. And we're seeing that happen right now to the 10th degree. And it's cruel. It is fascist. It is disgraceful. And so I am proud to be running in this Democratic primary for Congress in the 9th District, talking about surviving this type of policy violence in my own life in this district, and how when I get to Washington, I'm going to be fighting these fights, tapping into that lived experiences and the lived experiences of tens of thousands of people that live all across the 10th District, from Uptown to Rogers Park to Evanston, Skokie, and beyond. And that is the fight that's needed right now, because the war that has been declared on Chicagoland, not just the city of Chicago, but also the suburbs, the thugs that we saw pulling people out of cars last Friday in Evanston, literally the day after I got back from veto session. And then on Monday, they came into Rogers Park and abducted 10 more people, including my neighbors. Somebody who lives on the next block from me. You better believe that I'm coming into this field as somebody that can fight this fight, who is on the ground, who is from the communities in the 9th District, and who has the passion and the fervor of the people in this district who have survived these hostile policies and programs, and who need a fighter who is going to go in there on the first day of introducing legislation and arguing for the people of this district. That's what makes me stand out in this field.
Okay.
Boom.
Yes.
All the
yes.
sound
All
bites
of the
right
yeses, right there.
Right there.
Yeah, no, but as Ken was saying, like you walk the walk too.
Yeah.
Your legislative history and career, it's like it's tremendous
It is great,
how much
yeah.
you have gotten accomplished since you've been elected to the Illinois State Senate. I do also. Look, I want to talk about ICE some more because ICE is now also is in my neighborhood as well.
Same.
They were down the street from me earlier this week. They nabbed a landscaper, and it appears to have pulled a gun on a neighbor who was just pulling out of her driveway.
Yeah.
It makes me mad. I am so furious right now that this is happening in our city, and these goons are just are just running amok. Just really quickly, in terms of like a statewide thing, was there any discussion within the state legislature or just with Governor Pritzker when you were down in Springfield about how folks can help protect our communities, or even how the state can help protect our communities?
Yeah, so last week I was proud to vote for legislation, House Bill 1342, which is 1312, that will counter ICE. So this is really important for people to know. So we passed legislation out of the state Senate and the state House, out of both houses of state government last week in Illinois, that does the following. It gets ICE the hell out of our courts. Specifically, they will not be able to carry out enforcement activity within 1,000 feet of our courts. We have seen ICE detaining people going back and forth to court who are asylum seekers, who are following the law. Literally, constituents of mine have been abducted during that process. That's a problem. This legislation addresses that. Moreover, it would keep ICE away from our early childhood centers. Timely policy and legislation, because literally yesterday we saw in North Center on Wednesday, November 5th, a daycare teacher who the ICE agents ran after her into a building that was secured and dragged her out screaming. The community was outraged. I stood with the community in North Center last night in utter outrage at the fascism and the violence that we're seeing unhurled upon us as a free society. Scott, it should make you angry. It literally makes me want to vomit, saying that. And this legislation will counter that, and it also gives citizens who have been unlawfully detained by ICE agents a private right of action to sue those ICE agencies, to sue them for violating their constitutional rights under the Fourth Amendment. That is legislation that I proudly voted for 1 week ago today in the Illinois Senate veto session. And I stood up and I spoke proudly for that legislation. And I also clapped back at the hateful Republicans who stood there during the floor debate on this bill, and the filth that came out of their mouth, the despicable slander referring to my constituents and my neighbors who are educators, who are daycare teachers, who are children, who are U.S. citizens, referring to them as criminals. I have an uncle who lives in Evanston who's Ethiopian, who will not leave his apartment without a copy of his passport. Are you saying that my uncle is an animal? And so I was proud to shout them down, which we need, by the way. We need more Democrats that will get up and who are not complacent and who don't just listen to people in our communities and not speak up and express the outrage of the people. And so I'm proud that we passed that legislation last week. I've called on the governor yesterday to sign that legislation. I expect that he will, because this is timely legislation that we absolutely need to be the public policy of Illinois right now, because these ICE raids are happening every day, multiple times a day.
Yeah.
And I actually saw your video this morning, and thank you as a constituent and as a human being with an IQ above 5 for standing up and correcting the language that they use, because the Republicans tend to use language that demonizes everybody, and it's an attempt to normalize this behavior. So I appreciated the way you spoke. I appreciated the passion, because they need to know we are not criminals. We are people that work, and we love our neighbors. Like, we love our neighbors.
Yeah.
We love our neighborhoods.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And I was proud to deliver that message.
Thank you.
Yeah, and you can tell there's passion. I really wish you could be. I'm sitting here staring at Ken's shirt that says openly uppity.
I'm wearing my openly
Right now.
uppity shirt.
Which I'm like, oh my gosh, no, I just want to give this to all my friends.
I no longer apologize.
Right. But that's what we need. That's what we
Yes.
need.
No
Somebody
more
who's going to be
apologies.
representing us up, no more apologies. Someone who's really going to be finally like, look, we cannot be, again, clutching our pearls.
Yes.
We've got to put on the boxing gloves and get in the ring. And Senator Mike Simmons, you are in the ring, and you have been in the ring for Illinois. You've been in the ring for your district, for your constituents, and I'm really excited to see what's going to happen when you. On your journey towards Congress that's going on here. How do you have any events that are going to be coming up so that folks who live within your district who are like, okay, I need somebody who's going to take action. Your legislative career has just been off the charts.
Right.
How they can get to know you and hear your message.
Yes. So the first thing is please go to MikeSimmons.org, MikeSimmons.org. Check out my congressional website. There's a video up there that I think tells a really good, quick 90-second story of my life, my work in the state Senate as the first openly LGBTQ person to ever be elected to the Illinois Senate, the only one serving there today, and potentially the first openly LGBTQ person to represent any of Chicago in Congress. That happens if I win this primary on March 17th because it's a very Democratic seat. So I need your listeners, if you're down with that cause, and you understand the power of my candidacy and the power of representation, having intersectional representation. Myself as the son of an Ethiopian asylum seeker and an African-American woman, having grown up poor in the 9th District, and having 50 bills under my name in just 4.5 years in the state Senate, representing a new generation of unapologetic leaders who are unafraid to roll around in the rink and to fight the good fight. Check out MikeSimmons.org. I'm on Instagram at Senator Mike Simmons. Follow me there. That's my congressional campaign Instagram. I'm also on Blue Sky at Mike Simmons Ill. I'm on TikTok. I just broke 1,000 followers. I'm getting better with TikTok.
Good for you.
At Mike Simmons for Ill. And then, I want to also ask, I'm not taking corporate PAC dollars. I'm not taking a dime from APAC. I am running on the power of the people, and that's how we're going to win this primary. We are not the establishment campaign. When I won my state Senate district, the establishment told me to pound sand, and we pulled off an upset, and we're going to do it again in this congressional primary. So I need your listeners to go to MikeSimmons.org, hit donate, and bring in those grassroots donations, because that money is allowing us to build our campaign, to grow our volunteer corps. We just opened our campaign office in Rogers Park, 1441 West Morse Street, right off the Morse Red Line. Come volunteer with us. Make those donations so I don't have to take money from corporate interests. And when we get to Washington, when we get to Congress, we are going to shake this up in the way that Donald Trump, I represent his worst nightmare. I symbolize everything.
You really do. And I just want to add this for folks when it comes to donating. If you feel like you don't have enough, volunteering is great, but also become a small dollar monthly donor. Every dollar goes somewhere. I got you, Senator. Small dollar monthly donors. Do it. I'm just helping. I'm helping the senator out
as
here.
he should. State Senator Mike Simmons, I want to thank you for all of the work that you have done in your career as a state senator. I want to thank you for all the work that you are doing right now to help our community, especially those folks. What are the hours, by the way, for the hub that for SNAP that you set up?
People can drop off food at 1040 West Bryn Mawr in the Edgewater neighborhood of Chicago. That's my district office, Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. You can drop off food. And also for your listeners out there who are on hard times and who are hungry, there is no shame in being hungry. I remember what it was like to be hungry when I was a kid, and a few times as an adult when times got hard. Come to my office. We have a bunch of yummy food for you. We got beans, pasta, peanut butter, mashed potatoes, soups. We have diapers. We have toiletries. We have toothpaste. And our neighbors that come in, we love you. This is not, hunger is never something that we bring upon ourselves. This is political violence that has been unleashed on us through these snap cuts. Correct. And I, as a state senator, Mike Simmons, I'm going to take care of my people.
I know, and that's why, and we cannot wait for you to take care of us when you are in Congress as well. So, Senator Mike Simmons, thank you again for all that you do, and best of luck as you continue the campaign.
Yes, best of luck.
All right, thanks, boys.
Thank you. See you later. We got to take a quick break, and when we come back, there is more Out Chicago right after this. And welcome back to Out Chicago. Scott Duff here, along with Ken Mejia-Beal. Ellen Miller is in Mexico.
In Mexico
right now.
I'm so jealous.
I know.
Of everything.
Yes, well, don't be jealous of everything.
Well,
she's there because she's mourning her dog.
Oh,
I know.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, but
why are we whispering?
I don't know, but I just want to let you know.
Sorry,
we turned this into an ASMR show.
We did.
We sure
really
did.
Quickly.
Look, I'm artsy-fartsy that way.
And you are.
I know.
And
but
speaking of artsy-fartsy.
I know, but actually, that's the best thing about, look, 3 Arts.
Yeah.
It's a Chicago-based nonprofit granting organization. I love them. They believe that investing in artists is investing in the health and vibrancy of Illinois.
And they are right.
They are 100% correct about that. And they are honoring the new recipients tomorrow, Monday, November 10th at 5:30 p.m. at the Harris Theater for Music and Dance. And joining us now is one of the 2025 3 Arts Grants recipients, Odette Stout. Odette, welcome to the show.
Hi, how's it going?
We're so good. And first of all, congratulations. Like this.
Wow, thank you.
What a huge honor. Where were you when you got the news?
I was at one of my favorite cafes, Foxglove in Pilsen. You know, they tell you you're not supposed to tell anyone, but I accidentally blurted it out to the whole cafe. I was so excited.
Right?
I would.
How would you not? Look, so your bio describes you as an artist and a drag performer. And look, I got to tell you, after delving into your work, I'm totally becoming completely obsessed with what you do. How would you broaden that definition and describe your work? Because it's magnificent.
Oh, you are so sweet. Everything I do really is about creating experiences of beauty and transformation for trans people and hopefully for audiences who are participating in the work. I do these big performances that are part fashion, part poetry, part new media. Basically, I'm trying to make as much collaboration as possible. So it's these big performances that involve like fashion, drag, projection, music, all wrapped up into a big extravaganza.
A big extravaganza bow going on there. So who are some of your influences? I mean, there's you can there's a little bit of like underground club kid that's going on with your work, but there's also this like incredible, as you said, like interactive poetry that's involved that's going on. Where did you come from?
What's happening? Let's talk about it.
I mean, I am so inspired by the drag and nightlife scenes in Chicago. I've been here for around 10 years. And when I moved here from Indiana, I was just astonished to see all of these club kids who were out here making their own looks and going out into public, just like bending reality by walking around out in the world. And I was like, oh, I have to do that. And that, you know, they truly are my inspiration.
Where did you start your work here in Chicago?
I was just wearing my work out to the clubs. I loved seeing I was going out to the drag shows. I was going out dancing, and I was like, I want to do this. So I started making these wild garments. At the time, I was a cake decorator. So I was like piping silicone using cake decorating tools.
It all comes together.
And then I would just wear these things out, these like rubber headpieces and corsets out to the club.
Oh, okay, thank you. It's like another piece of the puzzle. Just like when I'm like, that makes total sense because the work, the wearable art that you have, they are, some of them are just confections. Mm-hmm. They go with your bakery background. Going on there.
Totally. And that's where it's coming from. That's the tools that I use.
I love that. So now, when did you start doing this more than just like, I'm just wearing this out? When did this be like, all right, now we're doing our installations?
Well, it was little by little. First, I started making costumes for other people. I started what is now my studio lending library, which is open to drag artists in Chicago. People wanted to wear the crazy things I was making, so now I just made them available. And then I started doing art installations with them, like fine art shows at galleries. And a little over a year ago, I started performing on my own, doing drag as Odette. And it's just kind of built from there into bigger scale shows involving more and more performers.
Yeah, I love, oh my gosh, you are truly an inspiration, Odette. I'm like, hey, I've got a vision, I'm seeing something and then making it come to happen. Look, one of the things that I love about when the list for 3 Arts Chicago, unless you happen to be at that cafe in Pilsen, when you just scream it out, every year when the list is released, it is just filled with some of the most exciting artists and performers in the country, let alone Chicago. Can you so for folks out there who are listening, like, oh, they got a grant, big whoop, like what is the process like to be vetted and to apply for the 3 Arts Chicago grant?
Sure. I mean, well, it's incredibly humbling to be a part of this year. This is like beyond my wildest dreams, honestly, because every year artists that I really admire are selected for this grant. And the process is one of nomination, where another artist in Chicago recommends us to the organization. We do a pretty lengthy application process, our portfolio. We write about our history, about our practice, about our hopes for the future, about our plans. And then you cross your fingers and you wait. And
then you get a phone call or an email, and
then you scream in the cafe.
Scream in the cafe.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! I think we have inspiration for one of your pieces. Screaming in the cafe.
There you go.
So, along with just the prestige and the title of being one of the 3 Arts grant winners. Just break it down for us. Like, what does receiving this grant mean to you and your work?
I mean, I think for me, honestly, receiving the grant is life-changing. My whole practice is oriented around creating collaborative artistic projects that are supposed to get queer people paid and help queer people get paid to make art with me. And this is going to make it possible for me to do a bigger project than I've ever done. It's going to be some stability in my life. I put everything into my art.
Yeah.
And it's also just, I so adore Chicago, and I am so grateful and happy to be one of the many artists working here. And Chicago art scene goes so hard, and to be recognized in that is really humbling and really exciting.
Yeah, for real, like every year when the list comes out, I just go through like, holy smokes, look at these human beings that are just like out here really making Chicago
more beautiful,
but also more ugly. They are like ugly pretty, more weird, more just like esoteric, but making you like think or making you stop think and turn your brain off and be delighted. Like as Ellen Miller loves to say, Chicago we have an embarrassment of riches here, especially when it comes to our art scene. And to see this list, especially this new class in 2025, it really is inspiring. And I'm so happy that I was able to kind of start fangirling out on you, because I was looking through your website. I was like, holy smokes, this is just beautiful and strange. And
you were awestruck.
I was struck with awe.
Awestruck.
There we go.
That is the correct word. You were awestruck. Yeah.
I mean, artists in Chicago know how amazing art in Chicago is, and we know that we're on the mood board everywhere else, and we don't always get to see that reflected. And so moments like this, I have to treasure it, I have to hold it, and it's very exciting.
Well, don't hold it too close. You got to share with the world. You know what I mean? Well, so where, as you are, where do you draw inspiration? Because some of these things are just yeah, go ahead. Sorry, I'm just got.
It sounds silly, but it's just I am so inspired by the drag artists of Chicago. We have so many incredible performers, people making outrageous things to wear, people making I'm not sure what words I can say on here, extremely
we'll
good
bleep them out.
We will.
People producing shows with almost no resources that are so professional and so inspiring.
Yeah, I'm telling you, look,
bring communities together where people are safe to realize themselves and create themselves.
Again, Chicago is the place to be. We'll get it done. It's we've got that grit and that vibe going on. What if folks want to come see you live and in person? Do you have any upcoming shows?
Yeah, I will be at the Hairpin Arts Center for Exsanguination on November 15th. This is a show. It's a performance art show in celebration of Roberto Cifuentes, who's an artist who's been very influential to me and who I admire very much. It's his sabbatical, and a group of performers are getting together to do body-based performance art in celebration of him. I'm looking forward to it a lot.
All righty.
Very cool.
All righty. And how can folks find you if they want to learn a little bit more about you?
They can check out my website, odettestout.com, or they can find me on Instagram, which is where I post all my performances that are upcoming, 000.det. Odette.
Oh, I see. I see what you did that. It's more like Odette.
Yeah.
Odette. We got going on there. Well, Odette Stout, congratulations again on being a 3 Arts Chicago grant recipient. Congrats. I know it's going to be life-changing for you, and it's going to be life-changing for us here in Chicago, because we get to see how you are going to put these resources to use. So congratulations again. Odette Stout, have a fabulous day.
Yes. And congrats
you
again.
as well. Thanks so much for having me.
Thank you. We've got to take a quick break, and when we come back, it is the second hour of Out Chicago right here on WCPT Heartland Signal.
I'd like to welcome you to WCPT AM's Out Chicago. Think of us as Sunday brunch with your gay best friends. Now please welcome your host, Scott Duff.
Welcome back to the second hour of Out Chicago. Scott Duff here, along with special celebrity guest co-host and openly uppity Ken Mejia-Beal.
He's back.
He's back.
And he's more uppity than ever.
Thank goodness. Thank goodness.
He won't stop.
He won't stop. Can't stop, won't stop.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Can't stop, won't
Yeah,
stop.
that's right.
Well, I'm so glad that you're here and never stopping.
Never.
There we go. Ellen will be back with us next week. She has been spending some quality time with her wife in Mexico right now, which is lovely.
Good for her.
And we've got a great second hour lined up for you. A little bit later on in the show, we're going to be chatting with folks from Ghostlight Ensemble. They are presenting Topher Payne's Angry Figs.
Figs, plural.
Figs. We can't necessarily say the word on the air, but so we're going to call it Angry Figs.
If we were in Britain, They would be cigarettes.
They would be cigarettes, angry cigarettes. Maybe we should call it angry cigarettes.
Let's
but
go
we don't.
for
I
it.
don't think we can talk about smoking on the air because that's not right.
Really?
Yeah, there's some rules, I think.
Oh my God.
Anyway, but we digress. We're going to be actually chatting.
I'm in shock right now.
We're going to be talking with director of Angry Figs, Jack Bowes, and ensemble member Justin Broom
Got
a
it.
little bit later on the show. But Ken, since you were here, the last time you were here,
Yeah.
we had housewife royalty.
The Countess.
The Countess,
Yes.
Luann de Lesseps.
Yes.
You went to go see the show
Yes, I did.
after.
I danced. I was in the front row. I danced. She was behind me and she goes, "Shake it, darling." And I shook it.
And you shook it.
I shook it.
When one is asked to shake, one can only shake.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
and I'm sure she was shook by your shaking.
She was shooketh. The bartender had shooketh me a lot of
dear
martinis.
Lord. All
It was
right.
a lot of shaking.
There's a lot of shaking. Well, let's relive that moment.
Let's do it.
Here is our conversation with the Countess Luann de Lesseps. Look, I have to tell you again. Just to remind you, when I found out that we had this delightful opportunity, I immediately texted my friend Ken Mejia-Beal.
and I screamed.
Screamed. Screamed.
Yes.
I could feel it through the text.
No, I screamed.
Yes. So she is, I'd say, one of the breakout stars. Ken says she is the breakout stars of the Real
star.
Housewives of New York, a cabaret star and all-around icon. And she's bringing her latest show, Mary F. Kill, to the Vic on September 13th. Countess Luann de Lesseps, welcome to the show.
Hello, gentlemen.
I am dying
The
right
Countess
now.
has arrived.
Yes, she has. The Countess has arrived, and I really wish that you could go over to the YouTube page to watch. Ken is wearing a Luann shirt.
Yes. Well,
Right.
you will see it next Saturday. I will be wearing my Luann shirt and my disco pants to the meet and greet, and I will be front row at the Vic. I am probably your biggest fan, Countess Luann. I'm probably your biggest. I spent my birthday with you
thank
last
you.
year in a disco suit in December in Chicago.
Oh, you're kidding. Oh, you came to my holiday show?
Absolutely. Hello. I'm a fan.
Amazing.
Girl,
Amazing. Did you have the best time?
I had the best time ever. I will tell, and I was telling Scott this. I was at home one day flipping through the TV, and I saw, and I'll never forget it. It was Real Housewives of New York, and it was a scene where you were correcting Bethany about the driver, and I said, "Who is this woman? I love this person," and that was my whole introduction into Real Housewives. I am a huge fan, and I'm a huge fan of you in particular. I wake up. And my partner told me, please do not tell her this story, but I'm going to do it. I wake up every day at 4:30 a.m. and I sing "Viva la Diva" to my dog Dottie Mae while I get her ready for her walk. And my partner yells from the bedroom, "Please stop!" But that's it. I'm done gushing.
That's an epic song. I met Desmond Child, who wrote "Living the Vida Loca" and "Living on a Prayer." Just those two little songs.
Those
He
little
wrote "Viva la
hits.
Diva."
Oh, my-
Right, "Viva la Diva" for me, and that is really personally one of my favorites. I mean, people, of course, they love Money and they love Chic and Feeling Giovanni. They love all those songs. but "Viva la Diva" is just it's epic, and I actually performed that in my show that you'll see on Saturday because I just love it, and before I use the video to go and change, because I changed into very many different Giovanni outfits for
Yes,
my
you
show.
do.
It's cabaret meet the fashion show. Meet the party. I mean, it's so much fun, and my fans get dressed like you wore your sequin outfit.
Yes.
They get dressed for me. They put their statement necklaces on, and it's really a huge nod to my show. And what people don't realize is my show is always different. Like this tour is Mary F. Kill. I have a Greatest Hits tour. I do Holiday. And the new tour, which will be next year, will be the Love Tour, which is from the Love Hotel. Did you see the Love Hotel?
Countess Luann, I see everything. Yes. 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 Yes, I see it all.
So what was the inspiration for the new show, Mary F. Kill, that's coming to the Vic on September 13th?
It's funny because every show I do, I'll change it up. Like this show, I do trivia with the audience.
Oh,
God.
No.
I was doing a Q&A, and before that, and every single show I got asked, okay, Countess, marry F. Kill. Who do you want to marry, who do you want to mess around with, and who do you want to get rid of in your life, right? So every single time I said, you know what? And I went to look for, first of all, it's F. Mary Kill, but it doesn't sound good lyrically, so I made it Mary F. Kill, And when I Googled it, there was nothing. And I said, oh, my God, I can't believe nobody's done a song about Mary F. Kill. So that was my inspiration, really came from the fans.
Oh my gosh! Look, when you said trivia, I cannot stress to you how much Ken is a super fan. Like, he goes to every Housewives trivia show.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna have so much fun on Saturday because I say this and say, well, you think you know me and you think you know the Housewives. Well, answer me this. So it's so much fun, and I've had people come to the show and say, this has been the highlight of my year. You don't realize you got me through cancer. You got me through law school. You got my mother and I to get closer because, they could, talk about the households together. It's a wonderful thing. And, I love doing the cabaret show, as you can see. I think you can really tell people really love what they do or they don't. And it's a party. And it's a lot of fun for me. And I think you're going to really love this tour in particular.
Yeah. I mean, you've got some big super duper fans.
Scott's not used to this. I am so I'm speechless. I'm so excited.
He is very speechless.
I'm very speechless. This is not my normal. What can you let us know some of the?
Going to come to the show
this Saturday? Yes.
Okay, good.
Only because it's a show for everyone, even if you're not, and I've been told this.
No, look,
even
girl,
if you're not a Housewives fan.
Scott will
No.
be there.
Luann, let me tell you, if I may call you Luann, Roni was my gateway drug into the whole franchise along with
Same.
Look, I was a huge fan, especially, those early years.
Yes.
Ken just did a fashion show, and I'm texting him, I'm like, don't do Ramona eyes.
Yeah.
Don't do Ramona eyes. So what made you want to be a part of that franchise?
Well, listen, it kind of came to me. I don't know if you know my background, but I used to live in Italy. I was a television personality in Milan. I worked for Berlusconi, so I was kind of a showgirl. And then I got married to the Count, and I lived in Switzerland for over a decade. And then I came back to the States, and I really wanted to get back into TV. And I ran into a girl called, hi, I'm Jill Zarin.
Oh, no.
Who is this woman? And she was with Bobby. And so she said to me, I'm doing this television show. I don't know, but I think you'd be great on it. And it came to me, really, through Jill. I met Jill, when I moved back from Europe to the Hamptons.
Amazing.
Can I ask a question?
That's how long ago,
Yeah.
Do you ever look back on, A, do you ever rewatch any of it? And two, when you do you ever think, oh my God, like, what was I thinking? Yeah.
Right. Well, listen, like I said, I worked in television before, but I'd never done reality, and reality was really new,
Yeah.
At the time, there was only Pure Art for the Streak, I really, on Bravo at least, and so I didn't know reality, so I really wanted to take a chance on it, and I'm so glad I did. I thought, I've got a living photo album of my life, and I do.
Yeah.
I see my oldest house. I see the children growing up. I saw Aston come home as a puppy, and so it really is a living photo album of my life. Now, do I rewatch it? Not really.
That's fine.
That's okay.
Well, you lived it.
Yeah.
You lived it,
I lived it. But, but sometimes, I'll go back and look at like the first season because that house doesn't exist anymore. It actually got knocked down, and a bigger house got built on that property, and so now I live, in another house here, and since about 10 years. So it's wonderful to have that to look back upon it. I mean, some of the good and some of the bad times. I mean, we were up and down. I mean, we did more in one day in New York than the full season of any other franchise. You know what I mean? There's
Right.
so much going on with all of us. It's different personalities. So it was fast moving like New York is,
Yeah.
Fast. And I always say New York was so special because New York City is a housewife on its own. People, either they've lived in New York and they miss it, or they've never lived in New York and they want to, So I think that's a real draw. That was a real draw as well. And, there's been talk, production companies are reaching out these days. So who knows? They might bring the OGs back.
I was going to say, can we talk about that? Because I want this so badly.
I know.
Yes.
I know fans do. They miss us, and we did an ultimate girls trip.
Yes.
I say let's go on below deck with Captain Sandy on the Mediterranean.
Oh
Let's
my
go.
That would be
gosh!
fun.
Oh my gosh! That would be
Would be fun.
That would be outrageous.
Yeah. Well, the thing that I really appreciate about the OG of the Housewives of the New York, y'all went through a lot. I mean, a lot of ups and downs,
Yes.
like ups and downs, and your sobriety journey was documented. Like it was just like it was out there. How did that affect you? Like, did that change you? I mean, it feels like this whole experience was just so life changing and life altering. Can you name anything specifically about how your world has kind of changed a little bit because of the show?
Well, I've learned a lot about myself. How many people can look back, and see yourself in action and go, "Oh shit, I should have never said that."
Right.
Or why didn't I say that? Like there's a famous scene. I'm going to tell you, give you inside scoop. When Ramona, remember the guy that in the Turks and Caicos, that's where the be cool, don't be like, oh,
yeah.
Right? So that moment is, I didn't say in that scene, it's not my guy. Ramona who left that guy upstairs, not me. But the reality is we both had guys there. And I tell this story, I think, in the show. I'm not sure because I've done so many shows now.
Yeah.
But the story is this, that they come after me because Ramona punted it to me and goes, go talk to Lou. and at that point, I'm so hungover, I don't even know what's happening. I put on my sunglasses. I'm like, hey, what's the big deal? I would be taking selfies by now. I'd be there with my selfie camera. Anyway, so, and I should have said, it wasn't even my guy. It's Ramona left that guy upset. Anyway, there's always things that you look at and I say, oh, wow, I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have done that. And there's also the times where I go, wow, I'm so glad I said that. So I've grown from watching myself and, and that's what it's about. It's, correcting oneself in order to grow into a better human.
Yeah. And it's also opened up other venues for you. Your career as a cabaret star.
Yes.
Now
I know.
Open up
and that was a huge chance for me. No pressure. First of all, I just gotten out of, that trouble I got into in Florida. That's a whole other story. But, I had to rise to the cabaret stage. And that was nerve-wracking. And it was filmed for television as well.
Right.
So,
oh, yeah.
And
Giovanni!
I
Giovanni! Like, oh, my God.
He was so mad.
Dorinda,
so mad
sit down.
So good.
It was great TV, I can tell you.
It was great TV, but I have never wanted to snatch a woman bald before in my life.
Dorinda, no!
Dorinda, stop it! Shut up! Shut up! Oh my!
What is your favorite?
Crazy.
What is your favorite part of touring in the cabaret show?
My favorite part, I travel with a team of people. My musicians, played with Liza. They played with the biggest stars. I have such a great group of guys that are my musicians. I'm my tour manager. And I love I'm with 6 boys. So I'm like Florence Henderson, it's the Brady Bunch.
Mm-hmm.
And 3 are gay and 3 are straight. It's like perfection. So I love traveling with them. I like dressing in Giovanni and because it feels so good. And, once I'm out there, it's like, follow me, sit down. You're like on my living room couch, basically. Because how he started cabaret is a friend of mine said, Lou, you love to sing for your friends, you love to host parties, and you love to tell jokes. So you should be doing cabaret. And I was like, oh, and then I got sidetracked with Tom. Let's not make it about Tom, are we?
Yeah.
Then I got sidetracked with a marriage, which I would have never done cabaret, but he had his way. And then, the shit hit the fan for me, and I was working already on the cabaret show at that point. And I decided, my director called me at the time, and he goes, are you sure? You ready to do this? I said, only one way to go when you're down is up.
Yep,
right?
That's true.
So, but I took a big leap of faith, and it really worked out for me. I mean, I had a director at that show, the same designer, Giovanni, who directs Kristen Chenoweth, Barbara Streisand, and Bette Midler, to name a few that he did. And
I don't know them.
My friend, he goes, well, yeah, right.
Well, let me tell you.
His name is Richard J. Alexander. He comes in and he goes, Countess, I came here not expecting very much from you, but you blew my mind. First of all, you can sing, you're funny, and you wear a dress like no woman I've ever seen. You're going to be a big star. And he got me, my agent, he goes, this is not just a gay show. This is a show for everyone. And I said, I know. And it's going to go to big theaters. And I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. I want to see this small, cozy little place. That's what cabaret is all about. Yeah. And look at me now. I sold out the Chicago Theater last time I was there. Chicago Theater, I sold that, which is gorgeous.
It's gorgeous and amazing. Gorgeous. Well, let me tell you something. No. Money can't buy you class, but it can buy you a ticket to go see the one and only Countess Luann de Lesseps this Saturday, September 13th at the Vic Theater in Chicago. For tickets, head on over to Ticketmaster. Ken, do you have any final thoughts and things that you need to say?
I just cannot wait to see you.
Or the CountessLuann.com, because there you'll find all my shows.
Do that.
Oh, yes.
One more time. It's the CountessLuann.com.
CountessLuann.com, yes.
Great. Go there. Go there first.
And I cannot wait to see you next Saturday in my disco pants and give you a really big hug.
I can't wait.
You have really brought a lot of happiness and joy. I was going through a divorce a while ago, and you brought me so much. Oh, it's perfect. He was a Tom, but anyway, it brought me so much joy. Just your presence and your energy. So you really do give a lot of warmth to your fans, and we appreciate you.
Oh, thank you. Well, I just love spreading the joy, and cabaret is really a joy for me, because I grew up with Carol Burnett and Cher, and, I love variety shows. I love this format in terms of entertainment. So I'm so happy you love it, and I can't wait to see both.
We cannot wait to see you at the Vic Theater in Chicago, Saturday the 13th for Mary F. Kill, the Countess Luann de Lesseps. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we can't wait to see you this weekend.
Thank you. I'll see you soon.
Bye. Au revoir. Au revoir. Au revoir. All right. Girl, I'm so glad you had so much fun at that show.
I am too.
Great. Well, hey, listen, we're going to relive it. We'll continue to shake and be shooketh forever. But first, we need to take a quick break.
Let's do it.
And when we come back, we're going to be chatting with folks from Ghostlight Ensemble from their show, Angry Figs. There we are. So stick around. You're listening to Out Chicago right here on WCPT Heartland Signal. And welcome back to Out Chicago. Scott Duff here, along with Ken Mejia-Beal.
He's back.
The openly uppity Ken Mejia-Beal.
There you go.
There we are. Who's
what accent is happening right now?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. See, now you're making me angry. And there we are. That's a smooth segue, isn't it? Because now Ghostlight Ensemble continues its 9th season with Topher Payne's Angry Figs. We're saying figs right now on the radio, but I'm sure once you figure out that it is a dark comedy about politics, gender, race, and sexuality,
you'll figure it out.
You'll figure it out here. And joining us now is director of Angry Figs. Director Jack Bowes, and ensemble member Justin Broom. Jack and Justin, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having us. Excited to be here.
And thank you.
Super excited. Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you for giving us thank you for giving us liberties with the name of the title of the play.
Thank you.
Justin, can you tell us a little bit about the history and the mission of Ghostlight Ensemble?
Yeah, so Ghostlight Ensemble is a Chicago itinerant storefront theater company. Our mission statement is to ask questions that challenges the status quo through timeless stories, immersive environments, and unconventional staging. So when this play found me around this time last year, it just really took me aback in a post-second Trump election, and then fast forward to December, and there was the killing of the United Healthcare CEO. I was like, well, I think this play has more to say.
Yeah.
And that kind of sets the stage of how this got pitched. When I brought it to the ensemble, everyone was super on board with it, and just how timely it was at that time. And we were like, we need to do this now in case we're not able to do it later for a multitude of reasons. And as the year of 2025 has gone on, this play has only gotten more and more relevant in very scary ways.
Yeah.
So, like, we could not have predicted the environment we would have been in come us opening. And just working on this play has been a roller coaster ride, both with the material that's in it and the world we find ourselves in as we're working on it.
Yeah. Well, for folks who might not be familiar with the play, Angry Figs, Jack, can you tell us a little bit more about the story?
Absolutely, I would love to. So, an out lesbian state senator in Atlanta, Georgia, is up for re-election, and she is running against a black female Republican. And against the backdrop of this highly contested, highly publicized campaign, a young man is gay bashed outside of a bar. And because this is true in the world of the play, and it's true in real life, that the options for justice are really limited after that, right?
Mm-hmm.
For marginalized folks who are targeted and face violence, like, we don't always know where to turn. Like, who has our back, right?
Yeah.
So the victim's ex-boyfriend is actually a speechwriter on the lesbians' re-election campaign. And he and his roommate, I don't want to spoil too much, but he and his roommate effectively decide to take matters into their own hands and start pursuing their version of justice. And it's very dark, but very funny. And I think that's all I can say.
Yeah, and I'm like, dun, dun, dun. That's a perfect teaser, because now I'm like, okay.
I want to go.
I want to go.
I want to go to there.
Yeah. You know, and I am so, I mean, who could have predicted that this would be so timely right now? And I mean, I apologize for that, but also good on you. Like, this is like, all right, this is a moment where we can actually say something that reflects upon this moment. Now, I know the play was done a couple years ago by another company, but I believe, did Topher Payne, the playwright, did he come back and revisit it and make some changes?
He did. So it was written actually in 2013. Most of the bulk of the plot was similar, but he rewrote it after Trump's first election win, and then changed some things. There's a reporter character that was added, but the bulk of it is really the same. And I think it was. I don't know what crystal ball Topher has in his apartment in Atlanta, but it really is shockingly relevant. And what I think is so interesting is when it was done here in Chicago in 2013, 2014, a lot of people saw it and were sort of shocked and kind of upset about it. They were like, this is really ridiculous. This is so unbelievable, right? And yet here we are in 2025, and I think it's all too believable, right?
Right. So I mean, so I guess what It sounds like he expanded the play a little bit, but did it also, like, were there any major character changes or anything? I know that I think I was reading on some press release where it was like, it was kind of, everybody was shocked that it took place in Georgia, that there was no discussion about race, and that it feels like race is a part of, all of our communities, the intersectionality of that. Was that expanded, or the progressive purity, was that, like, what exactly were the tweaks?
Yeah, absolutely. If I'm not mistaken, I believe the character of Peggy Musgrove, who is the Black female Republican, was also added in that second draft.
Okay.
And what I think is so fascinating about this is I do think that we are moving away from an era of representational politics, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of if we only get someone who looks like me in office, then they'll have my back, right? And I think that's true for queer folks. I see that's true for Black folks, for any folks. But I think that more and more we're realizing that's not always the case. I can have someone in office who looks like me, but doesn't actually think about my material needs, right? So it's a complication on, I think, what visibility does, what representation does, and specifically the way that I cast this show also, there's a character in it who is not typically cast as a Black man, but cast as a Black man, because I also wanted to have a little bit of a commentary on how all of us, every single person, marginalized folks, have the potential to interact with the system and be targeted by it, but also still benefit from it, right? So.
Oh, cool. I'm so excited.
I can't wait to see it.
So, Justin, what has this process been like for you? Because you not only are you an ensemble member with Ghostlight Ensemble, but you are in the play.
Yeah, I am one of the artistic directors of Ghostlight Ensemble, has helped produce the play. I am also in it, so I'm very tired.
I'm sure you are.
But this has been one of the most rewarding experiences of my life. But like I said a little bit ago, this play found me about a year ago now. So this has been a year in the making. I pitched it to the ensemble in January, and we selected it for the season. Jack, you might have to remind me. I think we started having conversations, in June when we were looking for directors. Yeah, so I got to talk with Jack in the interview process as we were looking for our crew, and knew within, the first 60 seconds of talking with Jack that they were the right person.
This is the person.
Job. This is the person. Their previous work, they had done a play, and I'll have to also edit the title of this one. The Figs and Their Friends Between Revolutions.
Wonderful. Yes, thank you.
Great.
So had experience producing work with the same slur in the title.
Yes.
I only like plays that have slurs in the title. Those are my favorite plays.
Yeah, I like to say that I make plays for the girls and the gays.
I love it.
And that's what we're here
it
for.
comes with the territory.
Yeah.
But so clearly you have the right person at the helm of this, Justin. But what was it like in the rehearsal room? Like what was your process as an ensemble to bring the play Angry Figs to life, which is now playing at Lifeline Theater?
Yeah, once we had the whole kind of creative team set, I stepped back from kind of producing duties, and our managing director, Chad Wise, is also on our producing team for this show. So I really handed the reins of the back end stuff over to him, so that by the time we started in rehearsals, I was just focused on doing everything Jack needed in service of the play on stage. And it's been a ride. Our cast, and obviously I'm biased, our cast is sick. Everyone is so talented, but also just really great people. So even though this play gets really, really dark, it's also really, really hilarious. So everyone in the rehearsal room is just down to play, and we had so much fun doing it. So it's been a lovely 2 months of diving really deep into these characters and finding those motivations of what these characters do, finding nuance in all the icky, sticky human moments that make this story very real. So this process has really been a joy with everyone involved. So I really couldn't be luckier to have the team that we do, because everyone has just been incredible and kind and giving and just bringing their A game.
I love it. So, Jack, what has been some of your biggest challenges with the show? Because everybody always says, dying is easy, tragedy is easy, comedy is hard, it's true. It's true. Not everybody can be funny. And especially when it comes down to something that is
dark,
very dark about this, and in covering politics, gender, race, sexuality, doing the broad gamut and making sure that everybody's all in the same play.
Yeah.
Have you what have been some of your challenges, or what have been some of the biggest surprises of working with Ghostlight Ensemble on the show Angry Figs?
Absolutely. I think that there sometimes is a fear we have of, am I allowed to laugh at this? Is it okay?
Right?
Is it okay if I find this funny? I am really lucky to have a really brave group of artists. And from day one, I really made it clear of we're going to jam together contrasts, right? Mm-hmm. And we're going to lean into, in one moment, things can be really tense. And in the next second, we're all in on the joke, right?
Yeah.
I think leaning into that, which is very human. It's very human. How many times are we, laughing so hard we cry, or crying so hard we laugh, right? So embracing that contrast, I think, has been helpful. In terms of the design, I have a fantastic design team, and there's actually a lot of media and projections and sound and light in this show, and a lot of comedy is about precision, right? Mm-hmm. So we're coordinating with lights and projection and sound and actors and props and everything to be the most precise we can to really land the jokes, or even land the heart or the tenderness of the moment. I'm really excited. I think the biggest challenge has been pulling together all these technical aspects and multiple different projectors and video screens. Again, I don't want to give too much away, but there's a visual feast going on for sure.
Well, who doesn't love a visual feast, especially
I'm here for the buffet?
I know, especially when you're on a roller coaster.
Yeah,
this is so exciting. So if you want to be feasting visually and taking a roller coaster ride of emotions on a quick and darkly political play, make sure you check out Ghostlight Ensemble's production of Angry Figs by Topher Payne. It is now running through November 23rd at Lifeline Theater. For more information and tickets, and to get tickets, go to ghostlightensemble.com. Jack Bowes and Justin Broom, thank you so much for joining us today, and congratulations. Have a fabulous run.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Hope to catch you there, for sure.
We'll be there feasting and being angry. You can tell us. You can tell it'll be us.
It's my aesthetic.
That is my aesthetic.
It's my aesthetic.
And we'll be the figs in the front row, being really, really mad. So have a fantastic run. We have got to take a break, and when we come back, it is the final thrilling show-stopping moments about Chicago right here on WCPT Heartland Signal. And welcome back to Out Chicago. Scott Duff here with Ken Mejia-Beal, the openly uppity. Ken Mejia-Beal. I'm sorry I keep bringing up your shirt, but I've just been...
I mean, this shirt might be coming a stand-up shirt.
I love it.
It might be happening.
All right.
Stay posted.
Yeah, wait, what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Stay posted.
You heard it here first, folks. You heard it here first.
I just had a conversation with Archie John about this last night. It could be happening. I have a lot of jokes to be made.
If you need somebody to bounce off those jokes, I think I know somebody who's the funny person who can do that.
Hello.
I'm
Why do you
just saying.
think
All right. Oh, great. You heard it here first.
Yes.
Again.
Don't come if you're sensitive, though. That's always my thing.
Oh, yeah. No,
if
no,
you're
no,
sensitive,
no. If
stay
you're sensitive,
home.
Okay.
I'm vicious.
Well, you know what? Today has been filled with like uppity people, like our show today.
And that's what I love.
Which has been great. Like again, Senator Mike Simmons. I adore him. I adore him. He is my state senator. He is your state senator.
And, this is what I'll say about Senator Simmons, though. The Senator Simmons that you have on the radio, you see on the TV, is the same Senator Simmons I've had, breakfast with, or I have lunch with, or he's the same person. And
Girl,
that is wonderful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Look, I work at the snack factory. He comes in all the time and we'll just hang out in the aisles.
Awesome.
And just like have conversations. I've introduced him to several of the crew members there, and they're like, "Well, let's talk." And so he always takes time.
He's the best.
To say he is just the best, and somebody who is really channeling that passion right now. Which is I bring in the passion because there was a really interesting Substack. I don't go on those Substack things. I'm like,
you should.
I know I should.
Marie Newman's is awesome.
Yes.
Qassam Rashid is awesome.
All right. Well, a friend of mine posted something from Rick Wilson's Substack.
Yeah.
Rick Wilson, he is a political pundit. He is a former Republican. He's also one of the founders of the Lincoln Project. He has very interesting things to say about the current administration, and in particular, the people who are following it so blindly. And there's something... we keep talking about the piece is called "They Have Earned Our Hate."
They have earned our hate.
They have earned our hate. You should check it out. I'm going to read some of it.
Do it.
Do you? But it's, in the time right now where that whole like when they go low, we go high.
I've
sort of
always
thing.
said Michelle Obama, not today.
Yeah,
Satan.
not today.
No.
Yeah, and she changed her tune at the last the convention. When she was talking about that.
When they go low, we should go to hell.
I know. Well, I mean, that's the thing. Well, I think a lot of people are just kind of realizing that.
Yes.
They're realizing that we really cannot.
You get nosebleeds from taking the high road too much. That's why I don't do it. I don't like nosebleeds.
Yes.
I meet you on whatever playing field you want to play.
So you are on the. But let me read to you what Rick Wilson had to write and everything. And this is just a snippet from it. But it is fascinating. He doesn't pull any punches, and it's a little daunting.
Let's do it.
For the future. So this is from Rick Wilson. His Substack was called "They Have Earned Our Hate." He writes, in the last 10 months, God, this is like some kind of Southern fever dream that demands you to stay and sweat rather than awaken. This White House and its collaborators in the former Republican Party have taken a wrecking bar to the idea of America and then told us we were hysterical for noticing. It has been a grotesque parade of vandalism, constitutional, diplomatic, economic, social, moral, and even architectural. The genteel thing would be to sigh and say, this is not who we are. But no, this is exactly who they are.
Yep.
And we do the country no favors by pretending that the gang of crooks, courtiers, and increasingly spicy authoritarians running Washington today are just another administration with some, quote, rough edges. You don't treat a malignancy with affirmations. You name it. You cut it out. Hate is not beneath you. Hate is not a weakness. Hate is not a failing. It's an imperative for what's to come.
I agree.
That is from Rick Wilson. He wrote a Substack called "They Have Earned Our Hate." And it's really been resonating with me.
Well, because it's true.
Because it's true.
Yeah.
Right now, this entire administration and when the protests have started and the rallies have started this year, and they have been growing exponentially with each one.
Yeah.
I keep going back to, and I'm going to use this metaphor until everybody gets it. It reminds me of Greek drama, like not to trivialize it, not to make this feel like this is a, just a little play, but because this is very real, what is happening.
Yeah.
But everything in a Greek drama takes place in public.
Yes.
It happens outside in the public square, and there is a chorus of individuals. Now they are in, and they speak in unison. A chorus of individual people who have the same similar beliefs and belief systems that they came out to speak as a united front while they are watching this happen in front of them.
Yeah.
And the question always to me, when you are from an acting perspective or just even from a literary perspective, what does it take for these people to leave their homes, to leave their houses, and to come out into the public square to be a witness and to be involved in what's going on? And I think that is what is at the core of what Rick Wilson was writing about. I think right now a lot of people are angry. A lot of, I'm furious.
Same.
You have ICE down the street from me. You have
Same.
ICE pulling guns on people who were just pulling out of their driveway. There's so much going on that deserves our ire and deserves our anger, and a group of people that, yes, maybe even deserve our vitriol right now.
Yeah.
I don't. I'm sorry. I'm on my soapbox. Go.
No, I'm here.
You know. So I'm just. I think we need to not be afraid of our anger. But that is one thing that I think so many people are worried about. You know, like they were talking about the genteel things, about this is not who we are. I
made a post yesterday, and I always get people who DM me, and I don't know why they do, because it's ridiculous. But my thing is, what I liked about election night is I feel like the party as a whole over the last 10 years has been operating from a base of, I don't mean a dig, suburban women. And by that I mean let's get along.
Yeah.
Let's be nice.
No.
Let's be These people are killing our neighbors. So don't clutch your pearls when I use the F word. Like, we have to level up. I'm so sick of we have to get along and we have to have unity and let's reach across the aisle. If you are a progressive Dem and you're reaching across the aisle, it should not be the handshake. And that's where I'll leave it. I mean that metaphorically, not literally.
Right.
But you get what I mean? Like, we have to fight back.
Yeah.
We and over the last couple of years, I think the Dems as a team, we've not been fighting back. We've been congratulating ourselves on taking the high road.
On writing letters.
Yeah, like, okay.
But here's also here's the thing too that's kind of been bandied about lately for some reason in the news, which I'm like, this makes total sense to me, but why is this news? They were talking. There's a lot of the purity tests that are going on in terms of like the progressive purity tests, the woke purity tests, all that stuff. You know, you do something, you're canceled. Blah blah blah. All that stuff. Why don't we? It seems like because of these purity tests, which happens on any extreme. Because of these, people are not having the opportunity to represent the people that think like them. You know what I mean? Like somebody who, like Mandami, is not going to win in Arkansas. Say.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like the way that people are thinking, they might be a little bit more towards the middle than they are towards the left. There are centrist Democrats, but it feels like sometimes. I mean, and it happens with, and I know I'm both sidesing it.
You are.
But it happens.
Was it on my face?
Well, no,
Sorry.
yeah, but
okay,
no, but I can,
sorry.
and I'm also hearing it as I'm saying. But I think that's the country has gone to too many extremes that we need to find our way back.
Okay, and
it's going to take a lot to get there, and it's going to take the anger, and it's going to take the fight.
But let me say this right now: if you are in the middle right now in this moment, because the middle, if the government is taking our neighbors and putting them in horrible centers, and you are proud to be in the middle, you're kind of an a-hole too.
I'm with you. We are 100% on the same page there.
Okay.
I'm talking about when it comes to the next election cycle, when it comes to the midterms, when it comes to like people who are considering running for office, people who are passionate like Mike Simmons, you know, people like that. But also they're going out into their community. They're understanding exactly what their needs are.
Yes.
And if they're not progressive enough, not to smash them down, but to let them represent the people that they're there for.
I see it the opposite way, though. I don't think the progressives are the ones smashing people down.
Right.
I think the progressives are saying, I'm not going to vote for you. It's the establishment that is smashing people down and getting them out of races. That's the problem. It's not the progressives. The progressives are saying, all right, you can run. I won't vote for you. It's the establishment that is, not announcing they're not going to run and doing backdoor stuff to get their people in. It's the establishment that's hiring lawyers to get the progressives off the ballot. It's not both sides playing this game. It's the establishment using their power to keep down progressive thought. And that is a hill I'm willing to die on.
All right. Thank you.
You're
for
welcome.
that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
See, this is why I always love having Ken Mejia-Beal around, because he's honest. He's uppity.
Very.
And he jerks me up when I need, and you'll teach me something.
Because I think progressives get a bad rap for being too far to the left when all they're asking for is health care.
Right.
It's kind of like they're asking that we have health care. They're asking that we have livable wages. I'm sorry. I don't think that's crazy.
Right. No, agreed.
They're asking that we mind our business about what other people do in their bedrooms.
Agreed. All right.
I don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. That entire segment is now null and void. Well, no, not the entire. I still think we need to channel our anger.
We do.
Don't be mad about it. Don't be mad about your madness.
No.
You've got a right to be mad. You've got a right to be mad.
Yes.
Be mad. And maybe that will get you out into...
There is something called toxic positivity. And it is an epidemic, and we can't be toxically positive. Like, you have to at some point wake up and say, oh, this is bad.
Yeah. But
it
not
can
but.
get better. Or
Not
and
but,
we can do something.
We need to do an and we can do something.
Yes, absolutely.
I like to be, let's be like an optimistic nihilist.
Yes. Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right, we've solved all the problems. And that brings us to the end of another Out Chicago. I want to thank all of our guests, Senator Mike Simmons. Oh, no, where did everybody go? There we are. Odette Stout, Jack Bowes, and Justin Broom. And, of course, the Countess. There we are. Lady B, thank you so much for making this happen today.
Thank you, Lady B.
Ken Mejia-Beal, thank you so much
Thank
for
you for
being
having
here.
me.
Thank you for always keeping me on my toes and giving me stuff to think about.
King of the soapbox.
There we go. And getting me mad and getting me out into these streets. Ellen will be back next week. I am Scott Duff. And until then, stay proud.